Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, and everyone else in between. Welcome back to Sector 1 Sim Racing. It has been a bit of a hot minute between rounds, but here we are again for the Community Series, where tonight is not one of the rounds on the main game calendar, but rather a bit of a mystery round that we had open to members of the community to vote on what track they would like to race against. And the results came in as a red hot favourite as Road Atlanta taking out the nod. So here we are in the middle of the USA at Road Atlanta. Ready to race tonight, and joining myself, by the way, my name is Carbon Boy, and it's been a while since I've been here, so please forgive me for being a little bit rusty on the mic. And joining me in the comms box tonight, and tomorrow night as well, is none other than the plumber himself, Mr. Bumcrack. How are you this evening?
Oh, I'm very well, thanks, mate. It's
Good to be here. Road Atlanta, it sort of came out of nowhere. Yeah, it's quite an interesting track to drive. It's been around since the 70s, this track.
It was certainly not the track that I was expecting to get the nod. I kind of thought that the drivers would be going for something like a Monza, which I believe is one of the options, but you know, maybe the Temple of Speed in a car that's not the fastest thing in the world is probably not an appealing option for the guys.
No, quite possibly not. It's, but this track's quite a long track too, and it requires a little bit of... We've got a couple of long straights there.
True. It is a little bit more technical than the Temple of Speed, so...
It certainly is.
Speaking of speed, there's quite a few rapid guys in the lobby tonight. We have returning from, his multiple features in the Community Series is R.A. Kaizen. Unfortunately, I don't think Zero Placement was able to make it back tonight, but we do have Big Willie after a few weeks off from the Community Series. He's had other commitments. He's come back for another run, and it's also good to see Griffo back for another round. I had a really good battle against him in the at the Nuburgring GP circuit last round. That was a lot of fun. And we've also got returning is Mr. Super Fun Happy, and a couple of our regular drivers in the form of Boy Bagoom and Nico, and Tim Durags from Cat 1, and we've also got Rainbow Socks joining us from Category 2. So we've got a nice variety of drivers, a fair spread of pace, so to speak, and it's kind of good to be able to weigh up where a driver sort of fits in the Community Series, because the Community Series is where we pull any drivers that we may require. So, you know, if there's a driver that has to if a spot opens up in a team throughout the season and we need to fill that spot, this is where we are able to basically find a driver that is in the right fit in terms of pace and etiquette. So we're not going to be going over the usual track map or strategy tonight because, well, I don't have a track map for Road Atlanta. My graphical skills are not that advanced, and you do not want to see my efforts on MS Paint. And in terms of strategy, I'm pretty sure the strategy is something along the lines of go fast, don't crash. Mr. Bumcrack, can you confirm?
Yeah, it's probably the easiest option, I think. I'm thinking the pace around here is actually going to be... There's going to be a few little tight groups getting themselves together, but as long as they stay consistent, stay on their tar, they should all form into those nice little groups quite quickly, I think.
I was cutting some laps earlier tonight and was just sort of dipping on with very limited practice, was dipping into the 125s What do you think? What do you think we'll see in terms of crazy numbers tonight? Do you think we'll see 23s?
Oh, I'm pretty confident we'll see mid-20s, I think. I think that's about as far we'll go down. I didn't actually take that much note of the times there, but Kazan was on fire. He was getting around that track very quickly indeed.
Well, I suppose we should stop waffling on then and get on with it. We should see how fast these guys can actually go by kicking off qualifying.
I'll get qualifying underway right now.
Beautiful. Hello to everyone in the YouTube chat. G'day to Brev. G'day Mr. Rice. Hope you're doing well after your recent victory at the Nuburgring. Hope you're just having a well-deserved kick back and relax evening tonight. And you too, Debrev, hope you're having a fantastic evening as we shall get into qualifying. Just have the guys leaving the pit lane now. First out on track, or at the moment out on track, is we're going to have some fun until they go through the first sector and the timing sorts themselves out. But in the Black Rose car is, well, funnily enough, a Black Rose driver, Mr. Boybagum. I'm not sure whether he's being lazy or efficient tonight by not changing from his standard livery, but he's here to represent his team. And now that the timing has worked itself out, technically first out on track is a Griffo in the gorgeous Bacchus Brewery livery from Dadson Racing. Right in his slipstream, representing Thunder Esports, is Kaizen, the gorgeous pink and black car. Getting hungry just looking at the pink side of that car. His boy Elroy, I've heard very good things about the burgers. Following up in their slipstream is Danico. Now, I'm going to get this wrong at some point tonight, but I am 100% confident at this point that that is a Hoot Corp livery. Those of you who've tuned in for a few streams have probably heard me confuse Hoot Corp and the Black Rose liveries at least once, possibly twice, maybe 3 times. It's not the first time, definitely won't be the last time. Next out on track in the Lightning Motorsport livery, in the white and green version, is Rainbow Socks. And I've got to say, I do like the white and green version more than the black and green version. No offense to the team owner Stickers, who's also the livery designer for his own team, but just my personal preference. Happen to like it. Next out on track is Mr. Super Fun Happy in the, wow, no bias or anything here, but I have to say the best looking livery on track tonight. Sorry, in the APR Motorsports livery. Yeah, look,
Right.
there's a lot of bias there. I can't get away with that. For representing Switchblade Simsports tonight, aka Butter Knife Racing, is Mr. Tim DeRags in the beautiful Gamesman livery car. As we have some indicative laps being set at the moment, currently in pole position is Mr. Boybagum with a 125.008. That is stupidly quick for a first flyer. And a mere 800ths of a second behind is Kaizen, closely followed by Danico, who's put it into 3rd place on the grid. 4th at the moment, Rainbow Socks, doing a fantastic job there. Griffo currently P6. Mr. Super Fun Happy, P7. And the one driver I didn't get around to mentioning is a Big Willie in the Kraken esports livery. And I can remember back to calling the Lake Maggie Community Series, and there was a combination of names in that race where the jokes just wrote themselves. So please forgive me if anything I say tonight sounds a little bit how you going, but I promise you I'm doing my best to keep it clean. So Big Willie currently in P8. Kaizen's taken over P1. He's dipped into the 24s and gone very rapid with a 124.494. It's half a second up on Boy Bagum. Just see if I can find someone to jump on board with. Here we go. We're going to jump on board with Tim DeRags. He comes up over the hill, around the final bend, onto the straight. I don't know corner names here at Road Atlanta. I just know that this one is stupidly difficult, and if you're not careful, you will end up doing your best ride-on lawnmower impersonation into that concrete wall on the left there. Up onto the brakes. It's a very tight line through that chicane. Gone very early on the upshift there to maintain momentum. Tucks it in beautifully. Can't run too wide there on the exit, otherwise you will get slapped in the track with a penalty, which Tim has avoided doing. He's currently in P3. See how he's looking when he comes through the second sector split. Third sector split. Who's counting? Oh, Danico puts himself in the third onto the grid. Sets a 125 flat. As Kaizen comes into the pits, obviously thinking he needs a fresh set of boots on the car. Tim DeRags is nearly 2/10 up on his best time. Might just be able to pip Danico here if he can keep it clean. Got to be very careful through the final chicane here. A little bit of opposite lock there. Got to be careful not to get the power down too hard, otherwise you will go underneath that bridge and backwards. As he bangs out a 124.924 to put himself into P2, knocking off Boy Bagum.
Nice.
He still sits in third. He's 1/10 up on Danico, P4. How's Boy Bagum looking? On the back straight, have a look at the sector split. Waiting. Oh, he's down by nearly half a second. Rightio, we will skip back to Big Willie. He's put himself up into P5. We'll give the Kraken car a little bit of TV time. He's coming through the first sector split. How's he looking? Very rapid exit there, and he's 1.5 up. His best time. He's 3/10 down on Danico, but if he keeps making ground the way he's going at the moment, that 3/10 might just disappear very, very quickly. There's 2.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Still time to make something happen. Probably a bit late to go for a pit stop, but Big Griffo has decided that I'm just going to prove him wrong.
Rainbow Socks has just dropped it off the track. No.
Big Willie's coming around the final corner. Where can he put himself on the grid? Bang! P2 with a 124.7. Wow. He's not mucking about. He is 2/10 behind Kaizen. He is here to play. As Tim DeRags is just coming out of the pits.
He may get a lap in. He might get one hot lap in.
Yep, low fuel, brand spanking new tyres. He might just make it happen. He's right behind Big Willie, who's coming through the first sector, and he's a couple of hundreds up. Tim DeRags is on his outlap. We'll keep an eye on him. Boy Bagum, currently on P4, is setting a very solid effort tonight. Still 1/10 up on Danico. Oh man, we've got the Black Rose and the Hooncorp livery starting right next to each other, right fore and aft of each other on the grid. This is going to do my head in. Oh boy. I mean, they are both beautiful liveries, but yeah. Quick glance. Yeah. Oh, maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know. Oh, Big Willie's come into the
He won't make another lap.
Looks like a quit to pit for mine, but Big Willie, naughty. Not supposed to do that, mate. Oh, Griffo's just caught in there, doing a little bit of groundskeeping here at Road Atlanta. So I don't think he will be improving on his P6 position. Rainbow Socks, P7 on his final lap. Oh, he's a second down on his best time, so I don't think he will be improving at all. Kaisen's two tenths down on his best, so he will hold on to pole position, I would presume. Boy Bagum has finished. He's put himself into P3, knocking off Tinder Rags, who is on his final lap at the moment. He is going to get his hot lap in. Can he take back that spot from Boy Bagum? Oh, he's 4/10 down on his best. I don't think that's going to happen, unless he has an absolute blinder of a last sector here. Over the line, and yeah, half second down on his best time. Unfortunately, that might just be our qualifying session, a run and done.
I believe that is it. And he's got to wait for we're going to have to way through to cut off.
That is fine. We can deal with that.
We certainly can.
Now, obviously, it's been a few weeks since I've done this, so I can actually use the time. Well, I was going to say I could use the time to jump into the YouTube chat and see what's going on there. Unfortunately, not a lot tonight. It's very quiet here tonight. So, guys in the YouTube chat, or guys, girls, everyone in between, throw in your podium predictions. Now, I'm going to ask you to be specific tonight. I want to know first, second, third, in order. Normally, I'll make it in any particular order, but I'm going to be a little more specific tonight. Righty, and we shall take a quick look over our qualifying results, if I can remember how to do this. You really want to hope so. There we go. We have on pole tonight is a Kaisen with a 124.494. But he's not alone in the 24s. He's joined by 3 other drivers in the form of Big Willie in P2, Boy Bagum in P3, Tinder Rags P4, and then just in the 25s, Danico P5, Griffo P6, Super Fun Happy P7, managing to pip Rainbow Socks there in the dying moments of qualifying by the looks of it there. And yeah. Rainbow Socks a P8 rounding out our grid tonight. So not that many drivers here tonight, but that's okay. We have enough to make it worthwhile racing tonight, and we are more than happy to host for everyone who's come along tonight. So thank you again. I guess without any further ado, we should probably get on with the racing.
I'm thinking that's probably a great idea about now. Get the boys underway.
Beautiful. So Mr. Robert Rice has thrown in his predictions. He's gone with Kaisen for the win, Big Willie for second, and then Tim or Boy Bagum for third. That's cheating a little bit there, Mr. Rice. You've got out of Tim or Boy Bagum, you're going to have to pick one. I'm going to make you pick one.
Oh, I think the Nico might have something to say about that too.
Alright, we've got the cars on the grid. We have lights, and we are underway here at Road Atlanta. Kaisen's got a great start. Big Willie's going to have a conversation with him about around the outside of turn 1. It's very brave here at Road Atlanta. Weather's pretty overcast, so track surface might be a little cold. Not a lot of grip in the tyres. They've all tucked in line astern through that first chicane very nicely. Everyone's behaving themselves.
Very clean start.
Tim Durag's looking quick in qualifying, but he's got a very racy looking Danico right hot on his rear bumper. Little bit slidey there through the double right-hander. But lap 1, cold tyres, cold track surface, too much throttle. Yeah, you get a little bit sideways. This is where we might see some hero manoeuvres. Long back straight, hard braking zone into the chicane. Drags creeping up on the back of Boy Bagum. Wants it around the outside. Big Willie and Kaisen having a conversation. Big Willie backs out of it. Boy Bagum manages to hold station. Tim Durags is down the inside of the final corner. That is a brilliant move. Boy Bagum sliding a little bit there on the outer ripple strip. Tim Durags makes it stick, moves up into P3. Danico, ever the opportunist, manages to get past Boy Bagum while he's there. Finds his way up into P4. But I don't think Boy Bagum's going to take that lying down. He will definitely have a conversation about this.
It only took that one corner for Boy Bagum to lose the next 2 or 3 corners, and he lost 2 positions.
It's okay, we're only 2 minutes in. Still plenty of time for him to make those lost spots.
Willie's getting very loose there too.
He's getting very defensive with Tim Durags, who is right on his back bumper going down the back straight here. Tim Durags pulls alongside, as does Boy Bagum on Danico. I don't know where to look here, ladies and gentlemen. We got 4 cars side by side. There we go. We've got them all in the one shot. How's that?
Nice.
Couldn't do it if we tried. Boy Bagum makes the move stick on Danico, puts himself back into 4th. And he pulled an Uno reverse card on Durags. The exact same manoeuvre 1 lap later, down the inside of the final turn, says thank you very much. Oh, Tim Durags has gone off at turn 1. Oh, and there's a concrete barrier. Oh, that is disaster.
Ouch.
That is disaster. I am not going to be cruel and show that on a replay. We all know how that goes. We've all been there. Road Atlanta, turn 1, onto the grass. You're just a passenger and you're thinking to yourself, yep, I can just coast, get back onto the track, and then there's a very solid barrier at the top of that hill, and that's all she wrote, folks, unfortunately.
It's a very extremely hard corner to go too wide on.
Oh, yeah. You've got to be brave and have a very willing and able dance partner.
Yes.
Okay, Kaisen has cranked out a bit of a lead here with all that battling going on behind him. He's out by 2.5 seconds and currently purple by nearly 2/10. Has the fastest lap at the moment with a 125. Sorry, I need glasses. Jeez. 125.03. Oh, just looking at my timing screen, the font keeps changing size on me, and it's getting. Anyway, enough of me digging through the bag of excuses. That fastest lap is now a 124.604. But the action here at the moment is with Big Willie and Boy Bagum in P2 and P3. Boy Bagum's right on the back of Big Willie. He wants that second position. I'm seriously doing my best to keep a straight face here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Maybe my mind just lives in the gutter. I don't know about yours, but to be honest, if mine didn't live in the gutter, it'd be homeless sometimes. But he's managed to hold station. He's got half a second gap back to Boybagum. He's got 7/10ths back to Danico. He's not going anywhere either. He's hanging around, as is Griffo. He's had a very quiet race here, Griffo. He's just been plodding along, doing his own thing. Should probably give him a little bit of TV time here.
Yes, he has got a half-second penalty.
Oh, that's not the way to make headlines there, mate. He was 1 second off the back of the Griffo, which is now blown out to 2 and a bit seconds, courtesy of that half-second penalty. He's still got 2.5 seconds back to Rainbow Sock, so he's got some breathing space there. But he's got a whole lot of work to do if he wants to catch back up to Danico. That penalty will hurt.
Well, he got a bit lucky there too, because Rainbow Sox had a half-second penalty as well.
So a bit of an equaliser there for Griffo. Now, Rainbow Sox has Super Fun Happy. I'm just going to call him Super Happy. Going to skip the middle name of Fun. I'm just going to go SFH.
Call him the Gritter.
The Grinner, yes, yes. Sox and the Grinner are having a great battle here for P6 and 7. Checking in, Tinder Rags is currently 6 seconds off the back of the Grinner after his disastrous turn 1 a few laps ago. So we'll just keep an eye on that, because I reckon it's only going to take another 3 laps and we'll see Tinder Rags right on the back of this little joyous battle pack we have going here with Grinner and Sox. Gap between Griffo and Danico is now out to 3 seconds, even though Griffo's on his fastest lap. So he's going to have to work hard to catch back up. Boybagum's managed to get out to 1.5 seconds between himself and Danico. Sets his personal best lap with a 1:24.914. And he's within half a second of Big Willie in front of him. So that battle is...
He's been making quite a bit of time up in the last sort of lap.
Is he making it up anywhere in particular? Is there a particular sector, or is it everywhere?
Well, actually, it was the last half of the track there he made up 2/10ths. This first sector here, he's made up a 10th. Well, he loses a 10th, then 2. But no, he's. I think the back half of the track definitely his favourite.
The back half of this circuit is a little less technical than the first half, given that it's big, long straight and chicane. But you can come unstuck at the final, I guess it's final 2 corners up over the hill, under the Fox Bridge, and then the final right-hander at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, it's a very difficult corner to keep your pace up with.
Yes, this one right there. If you come down the hill on the wrong line, you're going off track, or you're going to have to get off the throttle in a big way to be able to correct your line, and you just lose a bucket load of pace either way. No, neither of these two drivers have done that. Big Willie and Boybagum still 4/10ths separating the two. Boybagum's looking rather patient here. Check back in on Griffo, P5. It's in a little bit of no man's land. He's got that 4 seconds to Danico in front, 4 seconds to Sox behind him, who I believe has made up a spot on the Grinner.
Yeah, well, he was actually a lot closer than that half a lap ago.
Maybe the Grinner's had a little bit of a moment, and that gap That gap back to Tim Durags is now down to less than 3 seconds. Let's have a look at the lap times here. The Grinner doing a 1:25.7 on his previous lap. Tim Durags having done a 25.2. So there's half a second right there.
Yes.
Although the Grinner's, he's been doing reasonably well. He was in the 27s and he's just managed to get himself down into the low 26s, high 25s. Rainbow Socks setting a 1:25.8 on his previous lap. So that gap is sort of fluctuating around the second and a bit mark. Just keep an eye on that.
Well, the Grinner's actually making some really good gains there at the
We've had a prediction in the chat as well from Debrev, Kaizen, Boybagum and Danico for 1, 2 and 3.
He's left Willie out. Oh.
He's left Willie alone. See, you can just...
You did it. You did it.
No matter what you say, you're going to get in trouble. Anyway, speaking of Willie, there's a great battle going on here with Boybagum, aka Mr. Bubblegum. He's not letting it go. No matter what you say, it's going to sound wrong. That
Yes.
gap, but I guess the lack of battling is doing them some small favours. That gap to Kaizen, who's run a fairly flawless race so far, that gap has come down to 2.5 seconds. I believe that was up in the 3-second mark.
Yeah, now this is actually probably an appropriate time to probably check their tyres and fuel levels out.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Let's have a look at the tyre and fuel update courtesy of APR Motorsport. You are in APR Automotive. You are in safe hands. Alright, so...
Well, out the front there, we've got Kaizen, and he's about 50% of the way through his front left-hand tyre. He's really given that the beans. Now, about halfway through the race, so going to have the tyre like the other. So I'm thinking 75% fuel, but I don't think an issue here. Willie.com's actually saved his tyres pretty well. He's probably about 25% maybe. Pretty good there on the front left-hand tyre. Boybagum, he's another one who's had given his tyres a bit of hard time. He's looking at about he'll be looking sketchy at the end of the race as well. Nico,
so Big Willie's got the tyre advantage over
he's
at this point.
He certainly has. He's sitting very, very good actually. He's looked after his tyres really well. Danico, he's not as bad as Boybagum, but sort of maybe about 40% worn. Still nowhere near Willie. Griffo, he's had a good run on tyres. He's possibly 25 to 30% worn. Rainbow Socks has been harsh. He's Tim Durags.
Speaking of harsh, he's also got a half-second penalty at this point.
Oh, he has, and Rainbow Socks as well. Both of them.
Yeah, sorry, I was talking about Rainbow Socks and Tim Durags.
they've followed each other through a bad course. But Tim Durags, his tyres are looking, pretty right there with the worst of them, but about 45% worn. Rainbow Socks is the same. Super Fun Happy's looking reasonably good on his tyres, probably about 30%. But all in all, Willie has pretty well done the best job so far on saving tyres. Kaizen and Boybagum probably been the worst. So this is going to be interesting in the last half of the race.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bumcrackers. I've just tuned back into this battle with Tim Durags and Rainbow Socks going, they're going hammer and tong through the final corner. Side by side into turn 1. Rainbow Socks is backed out of it. Tim Durags is probably having a little bit of PTSD from a few laps ago coming in. Just being a little more cautious this time. There's a little bit of bumping and grinding going on with the two cars there in the last couple of corners, but nothing too severe, I would imagine.
I think Tim Durags will have his eyes set on Griffo now. I think he may be able to get there.
What's he got? He's got 6.5 seconds to Griffo.
Yeah.
In less than 5 minutes. Whoa, that's a fair ask.
Yeah, it would be a big ask actually.
But time will tell.
And we've got a reverse grid next time around.
Oh, yep, there's always that master strategy. And Boy Bagum has dropped off a bit off the back of Big Willie, who has been making some severe inroads up to Kaizen. That gap is now down to just over 1 second. Could this be the difference in tyres between the two?
It's most certainly be down to the tyres. Kaizen's very sad. 88% worn out. He's going to be struggling very, very slowly. He's struggling now, but he's just going to get exponentially worse.
So Kaizen has absolutely murdered his tyres by the looks of it, which is, what are we at? We're at the 16.5 minute mark, 3.5 laps. That's this lap plus 2 more, I would say.
Yes, that's, I think, correct.
So 14 lap race. Kaizen's pretty much run out of tyres on lap 12. That's not going to go well. And it's probably going to be all he can do to just defend for a couple of corners until the inevitable overtake from Big Willie comes on through.
Tim Durags has pulled a fair bit of time out of Griffo, down to 4.7 second gap.
Okay.
That's half, 3/4 of a lap there.
I mean, I could be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. Drivers regularly prove me wrong in my predictions and my thoughts on what will going to happen. So Kaiser's managing to hold his own right now. Gap's sort of stable at about half a second. And as I say that, Big Willie drops 2/10 off it.
He's just waiting the opportunity.
There's a lot of squealing going on through this double right-hander coming from Kaizen's car. As Big Willie pulls alongside on the exit onto the back straight. Kaizen will be holding to the left. Just holding the defensive line. Big Willie slips in behind for the slipstream. Pulls back out. Comes alongside into the braking zone. Who's got the biggest set? Big Willie's gone for the switchback. Can't quite get there.
Jesus, good driving from the pair of them.
He wants the inside for the final corner.
Oh,
a little bit of touchy, Kaizen's done well there to keep it on track. No flashing of the lights.
The difference in tyres.
Yeah, I think he might know that. Well, to be fair, he did very well to hold position for as long as he did, I've got to say.
Certainly did.
I would have been spinning off the track backwards into the weeds on tyres that worn out. And he might actually be in trouble here from Boy Bagum as well, who's only 1.2 seconds now behind. And Boy Bagum actually holds the fastest lap at the moment with a 1:24.575.
Well, Boy Bagum's tyres are only a minuscule better than Kaizen's.
Well, but he seems to be coping a lot better with the tyre wear, as he's now right up on the rear bumper. And he's going to be looking to make a move here into the final sector.
Kaiser's not going to be able to turn left.
Oh no. Kaisen's gone defensive. Boybagum's on the brakes down the inside. There's a little bit of squeezing. Side by side on the exit. Oh, that was a great move by Boybagum in the final chicane. But Big Willie crosses the line in first position. Boybagum, P2nd. Kaisen's doing his best lawnmower impersonation on absolute belts of front tyres. Danico crosses the line in P4, Griffo P5, Tim Durags with the comeback drive of the night P6. The Grinner has actually managed to get the better of Rainbow Sox in the dying moments of this race. Brings it home P7, Rainbow Sox P8. Well, that worked out to be pretty damn exciting first race, not going to lie.
It's quite interesting, wasn't it? The reverse grid will be something to see, I think.
Oh yes, buckle up everybody. This reverse grid is going to be interesting because we do have the... Well, anyway, we'll go over the results and then I will get into that. And we have, courtesy of Adelaide Ceramic Coatings, we have in first position BigWillie.com. And P2 Boybagum also with the fastest lap of a 124.575. He's done a fantastic job there to conserve his tyres and pick up P2 as well as the fastest lap. So it'd be good to see what he could come up with in the reverse grid second race. P3 is Kaizen after he unfortunately fell off a bit of a cliff there with the tyre wear coming back to bite him in the butt. But I suspect that he will have learned a thing or two from this race and he will be back with a vengeance in the next race. P4, Danico, P5, Griffo, P6, Tim Durags, P7, Mr. Superfun Happy, and P8. But starting from pole position for the second race will be Rainbow Sox. Rightio, we will just give the plumber some time to manually set up the grid for our second race. Jump into the YouTube chat to say hello to Mr. Robert Rice and Debrev, who are still around. Good evening, Mr. Greg's driver of the day, Willie. You know, that's not a bad nomination for at the halfway point. I was thinking there a driver of the, or at least a half a driver of the day domination at the moment would be for Boybagum. Where did he start? He started P3 or P4 from memory, slipped back a couple of positions, and then managed to hold on there in the later stages of the race to bring it home second and pick up the fastest lap. So definitely an opportunity here for him. Rainbow Sox, what are you doing in the YouTube chat, mate? You're supposed to be on pole position for this race. Get on it, son. Alright, so guys in the chat, I'd like to see your nominations for the podium for this particular race. I know things are going to be a little bit spicier given the reverse grid. We will hopefully see some good, clean racing here tonight. At least I genuinely hope we do. Rainbow Sox, driver of the day, the track. Well, yep, that tends to be the way here at Road Atlanta. It can be very unforgiving. And unfortunately, we have had a mechanical failure in the form of Kaizen. Unfortunately, the car has decided to break down and just refuses to get going out of pit lane. So, unfortunately, Mr. Rice, you might want to rethink your podium prediction there, as Kaizen is no longer on the grid. But how are we tracking for that grid set for race 2, Mr. Buncrack?
I'm actually ready to rock and roll.
Rightio.
Just waiting for Kaizen to make it back. But
I don't think he will. I don't think he's coming back, judging by the gotta go message.
yeah, that probably, of course, for that. Not a problem at all. We'll be starting it when we are, right now.
Yep, let's do it. Let's send these boys on the way. Mr. Robert Rice says replace Kaizen with Willie. So he thinks Tim Durags for the win, Big Willie for P2, Boy Bagoom for P3. Interesting. Interesting. Alright, we have cars on the grid. We have lights. We have 1 light. We have 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And we are racing with our reverse grid here. The Grinner gets a fantastic start. It's good to see APR in pole position. Let's enjoy it while it lasts. Tim Durags, P2. Got an absolute cracking start. Oh, don't tell me they're going 3 wide for the first chicane. That's brave. That's very brave. A little bit silly. Tim Durags backs out of it. Let's Rainbow Sox have it. Or it might just be he's got his hands full with Danico at the moment, wanting to press the issue. Danico's got Griffo right on his rear bumper. Griffo's made a... Did he just make a... Oh, Boy the Goom getting very, very slidey through that double right-hander. Oh, very slidey on the exit of the back straight. He's done... That's a great example of car control right there. It's a fantastic job keeping that thing pointed in the right direction.
There's enough to let Big Willie through, though.
Big Willie's going to make a move on Griffo, I would suspect, here after the back straight. Oh, Big Willie's gone real deep under brakes. And Boy the Goom, opportunistic. Oh, the
what
Grinner.
happened there?
Oh, the Grinner
the
must
Grinner's
have...
had an incident.
Let's see if we can catch that on our JSM accounting replay, if I can actually remember. Nope.
Oh well.
Unfortunately, I have not managed to capture that on our JSM accounting action replay. My apologies, everybody.
This has left Rainbow Sox out in the lead.
Well, let's give him a little bit of TV time while he's there, because he has a very hard charging Tim Durags and Danico hot on his bumper right now, so we'll give the young fella a bit of TV time while he's leading the race. I'm sure he would love it. What he's probably not loving is the amount of pressure he's under right now.
It's not going to give in to him.
Tim Durags just goes around the outside.
Danico's going to go with him.
Right down the inside, final turn, main straight. Nothing young Sox can do about that. He's getting a bit cheeky there at turn 1. He definitely wanted to have a look. He's going to have a good look in the mirror at the moment, because he's got Big Wheelie and Boy Bagoom coming in red hot. That gap is dropping down very significantly. Big Willie wants to send it. No space there. Rainbow Socks holding a beautiful defensive line that is going to compromise his exit speed onto the back straight. But Big Willie's got his hands full with Boybagum, who's pulled up alongside him. And this could turn into a 3-wide into the braking zone. There's not a lot of room. Rainbow Socks doing a great job here, going defensive on not one but 2 drivers. And he's made it stick.
And Boybagum's done it.
Boybagum's got it, but I think Big Willie's going to have a conversation here in the final turn. Oh, Boybagum, very wide onto the grass, loses a few clicks of speed. Lets Big Willie slide on through. And what that's doing is bringing Griffo back into the mix, who's right on the back of Boybagum, and it's just let Rainbow Socks skip away a little bit too. It's giving him a bit of breathing space. While there's a little bit of calm here, just check in on Tinder Rags. He's out in front at the moment. He's got 1.9 seconds back to Danico, who's got a further 1.9 seconds back to Rainbow Socks, who has gotten himself that little bit of breathing space from Big Willie. Boybagum just holding station at the moment. He's half a second back from Big Willie. He's got half a second back to Griffo. And bringing up the rear of our field is the grinner himself, Mr. Super Fun Happy. He's not that far off into the distance, so if the guys in front of him want to continue battling, he's going to be back up there in the mix in just a lap or two, because that will slow them up. Boybagum, right on the back of Rainbow Socks now. Big Willie's managed to make his way past. Oh, down the inside of turn 1. Makes a stick. Rainbow Socks looks like he's struggling a little bit there, almost running wide. Griffo's not going away either. He's hanging around, he's running some very consistent lap times. Griffo here, P5 still. How far back is Rainbow Socks? Half a second. He's still in touch. Boybagum and Big Willie have decided to skip off into the distance, so they've already got a second over Griffo. And they're reeling in Danico as well. He's only got half a second back to Big Willie. He's currently set his personal best lap of a 1:24.923, which is not that far off the fastest laps currently held by Tinder Rags of a 24.6. And he has basically buggered off into the distance. He's 4.3 seconds up on Danico at the moment, who's got both Willie and Boybagum coming in red hot and rapid. So this battle for well, it's probably fair to say the top step of the podium is just, you know, gone into the distance, not withstanding any major incidents. But the battle for the final 2 steps on the podium is on for young and old. See that gap there on the back straight. Tinder Rags off in the distance, but then these 3, Danico, Willie, Boybagum, you could throw a beach towel over these 3 guys. This Big Willie has a look down the inside. Beautiful. Beautiful under brakes there into the final chicane. Nuburgring. Always looking opportunistic on that final corner. Seems to be a favourite of his. Griffo's still there as well.
He's made up a little bit of time.
Yeah, he's doing a great job hanging in there. If any of the guys in front of him put a foot wrong, he is definitely there to pick up the pieces. My brain is struggling right now seeing the Black Rose and the Hooncorp guys front and centre. Clip back to Rainbow Socks there. He's dropped back to P6 and carrying a half-second penalty, which he will be about to serve.
And it is a very harsh penalty zone for this track.
Yep, that being on the brakes for half a second down that massive back straight is just excruciating, because you can you will just see the delta to the guy behind you coming down, or the delta to the guy in front of you just expanding rapidly.
Yeah, well, actually it's about 2.3 seconds. So he's now down to 1.5 seconds.
Speaking of 1.5 seconds, the gap between Big Willie and Nuburgring is out to nearly 2 seconds now. It was just about 1.5. And then there's a further 3 seconds back to Danico. So Big Willie and Nuburgring, once they got past Danico, have just skipped away. Danico now has, oh, this is interesting, Rainbow Socks half a second behind him, and Rainbow Socks has got a half-second penalty, so that position he's gained, it will probably be lost. Oh, he's now 1 second penalty.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, that's a big slap. And he will serve it this lap, so Griffo and the Grinner will make their way past him, I would say.
I reckon I have to.
He will be cursing in that race helmet. But, well, if you're a bit naughty, the track limits will give you a slap, so Griffo makes his way past, and the Grinner goes flying around the outside as well. The Grinner goes flying around the outside of Griffo as well. Beautiful move. And at the end of the back straight into the braking zone. He's done a fantastic job there. Moves himself up into P5. I suspect Griffo is going to continue to have a conversation about it. Speaking of conversations, would you like to have a conversation about the tyre situation with these drivers?
Yeah, I've been actually watching that for the last couple of laps. It seems a lot of drivers have learned lessons out of that first run. Top of the ladder there, we've got Tim Durags, who's sitting on about 45% worn. And right behind him there is Willie, who's probably only 1 or 2% better, and not as much as last race. Nuburgring, he's only about 1 or 2 worse than. Whereas last race he was actually probably a good 10%. Danico, he's very much similar. They're all sitting around the 4. Griffo's actually held his tyres well. He's about 25% worn. He's doing really well actually. Rainbow Socks, he's over 50% worn. He's given those tyres quite the hide in this round. And the Grinner, he's treated them pretty well. He's probably about the 40% worn mark. So yeah, all in all, most drivers have actually sort of learned a fair bit from that first race.
They've learned to not abuse the tyres too badly, because it will come back to bite you in the end.
Well, everyone but Rainbow Socks, of course.
he seems to be maybe taking his teammates in the form of teammates' advice in the form of Captain Muffins of death to tyres.
Yes, yeah, he's crucified them.
All tyres must die as rapidly as possible. So So that gap there with Tinder Rags back to Big Willie is, well, it's over 6 seconds now. So pending any disaster, I'd say Tinder Rags probably got this one sewn up and in the bag. You watch the commentator's curse come in now.
You're nasty.
Well, you can't make it happen, but if the racing gods deem it fit to happen, well, so be it. Big Willie's still got just over a second back to Boy Bagoom. Boy Bagoom's not going to go away. I've raced against him a fair bit myself, can confirm he's persistent.
Relentless.
Yes, persistently relentless, and also has an annoying and amazing ability to drive a car on completely cooked tyres. So credit where credit's due to the young bubblegum. Danico P4, little bit of no man's, 6.5 seconds back from Boy Bagoom, nearly 3 seconds in front of Griffo, so worked himself out a bit of time. Griffo's got 3 seconds back to the Grinner, who is just over a second in front of the Young Sox.
Young Sox just keeps getting penalties. He had another 1 second last lap.
Oof. Maybe he has been talking with Captain Muffin a bit, aka Captain Penalty.
Yes, yeah. I mean, Rainbow Sox makes a heap of ground up on the Grinner and has to pay penalties, and he gets past again.
Nothing worse than playing a yo-yo with your track position.
Especially when it comes to getting it because of penalties. That'll burn.
Rags, yep, that gap is 6.6 seconds. He's also still holding the fastest lap with a 1:24.654. Big Willie's fastest lap of a 1:24.9, not that far behind. Speaking of not that far behind, Boy Bagoom still 4/10. Now we learned from race 1. They will probably get 14 laps in this race, so we're on lap 12 at the moment. So Boy Bagoom knows he can still be patient, bide his time a little bit. Who's got the better tyres out of Willie and Boy Bagoom?
Pretty much Boy Bagoom has got the worst tyres. Willie's sitting on about 60%. Boy Bagoom's probably at about 68% worn, only on that front left tyre, which is pretty important around this track.
Okay, so Willie does have a slight advantage.
He certainly does. It's going to be tough work for Boy Bagoom to get past him at this stage.
He's still got 2 more laps.
Yes, that's right.
He's right up on the rear bumper this time. Less than 3/10 in it. Having a look, showing the nose at turn 1, not making it happen. Just wants to let him know he's there. Pretty sure Willie is well aware of your presence, Boy Bagoom.
Yes, but too much distraction would be barely enough.
Coming through the middle sector here, over the hill. No penalties for either of these guys. It's very easy to pick one up on the exit of that corner. Gap back to Danico's, nearly 10 seconds now. He does have Griffo less than a second astern for company. That gap was quite a few seconds before. Maybe Danico's had a bit of a moment somewhere.
Danico's tyres are shot. Griffo's got some really good looking tyres.
Right. So theoretically one lap to go. Griffo could snag himself a P4 here.
I'm thinking he could.
Big Willie and Boy Bagum rounding the finish line. Start of lap 14. I dare say the race timer will run out sometime around the final chicane, so this will be their final lap. It's all on the line now. Beautiful line there, Big Willie. Using all of the track, but just enough to avoid getting a penalty. And Boy Bagum's had a little bit of a slide there, and he's picked up a 1 second penalty as well.
Oh, ouch.
That is going to hurt. He will be cursing. The error alone to drop the gap back to a second, but then getting slapped with a further 1 second penalty as well. That's the salt in the wound.
Yes.
So Tim Durags coming through the final chicane, up under the Fox Factory Bridge, down the hill into the final. He's had a much better showing in race 2, picking up the win, starting from P6. Big Willie finishing P2, Boy Bagum bringing it home in P3. Oh, Griffo makes the move stick out of the final chicane, up under the Fox Bridge, brings home P4. Danico on absolutely baked tyres, P5. The Grinner is going to bring it home in P6. Fairly solid effort. And Rainbow Penalties brings home P7.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I had to sneak in the penalties somewhere into that, so had to make it work. And that is our round 5 of our season 10 community series, Run and Done. We'll just have a quick look over the race results for you all at home. So P1 with the fastest lap, and starting from P6, if my memory serves me correctly, is Tim Durags. In P2, Big Willie. P3, Boy Bagum. P4, Griffo, very well deserved, I would say. P5, Danico. P6, Super Fun Happy, aka the Grinner, and bringing home P7 tonight after starting on pole. Bit of a slide, but what can you do? Rainbow Socks, still a good drive, very entertaining to watch. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our community series Run and Done for another round. So guys in the chat, throw in a driver of the day. What do you think?
Yeah, they seem to a few of them are throwing some in there.
What have we got? Robert Rice, happy he's got the trifecta. The sports bet odds on that would have been pretty good. So we've got a driver of the day for Big Willie. We've got a driver of the day nomination for Boy Bagum. Driver of the day, the tyres, or possibly lack thereof. What do you think, Mr. Duncrack? Who are you?
Oh, I'd be giving it to Willie, actually. Big Willie.
Big Willie,
yeah, I thought he actually had a really good, fault-free race. Both legs.
I'm a little bit torn. Yeah, look, driver of the day for me, also Big Willie, with an honourable mention going to Griffo.
Yeah, he definitely would deserve a mention.
Had a bit of a rough start to the night in race 1, but he's learned from that and had a very solid performance in race 2, so definitely worthy of the honourable mention. But yeah, my driver of the day tonight would have to be bigwillie.com.
Nice.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for tuning in to the stream tonight. Thank you all for coming along and watching, showing us your support. As always, you can show a little more support by smacking the like button and hitting subscribe if you have not already. And myself and Mr. Bumcrack will be back in the comms box tomorrow night for our main series race of the Category 2B Enduro race at Nuburgring GP Circuit. So that will be kicking off at 6:30 p.m. I don't have to say daylight savings time anymore because that has finally finished. Thank goodness we're done with that rubbish for another 6 months at least. That'll be kicking off at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time tomorrow evening, and I am very much looking forward to what the Cat 1 guys can do tomorrow night. I believe I said Cat 2B. Yes, it's Category 1B tomorrow night. And I'm very much looking forward to what those guys can pull out in terms of strategy, because you and I saw a bit of a variety in our own race last week.
We certainly did. It was I still think all of those options could work. So yeah, interesting to see what the real racers do with it.
what the quick guys can do.
Yes.
All right. Well, without further ado, I shall sign off for tonight and look forward to the pleasure of all your company and a few more people, hopefully, for the racing tomorrow night. Thank you for your race director efforts tonight, Mr. Bumcrack, and we will see you again tomorrow night.
You're more than welcome, and tomorrow night will be a big night, so please, everyone, join us. Should be alright.
Would love to have your company. Alrighty, thank you very much again, and a good night.
Good night.